It's time for an in-depth analysis on your local high school football games. This is Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Auto Group.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Week 9 edition of Inside the Game right here on KSAN. I'm Sports Director Jason Bridge, and joining me in studio instead of the great outdoors tonight is Rachel Turnock. And for the next 30 minutes, we'll be bringing you highlights and scores from all of tonight's Concho Valley action. And we begin with the Lakeview Chiefs, who hit a bit of a wall after their win back in Week 2 over El Paso Famins. Rachel, it's been tough sledding for them since that win, and they need a big effort tonight if they want to take down Seminole in that district opener. Yeah, well, fortunately for the Chiefs, they open up district at home, so they're going to be fired up no matter what. It'll be interesting to see how the Chiefs play out in their new district. They were also off last week, giving them an extra time to prepare for the Indians. Well said, Rachel. Let's get to it. Out to San Angelo Stadium we go to see if they can start off district with that W. Seminoles' Jordan Matthews starts things off with a pass to Jago Esquivel for the touchdown, making it 14-0 Seminole after the good 2-point conversion. Later in the first quarter, same score. Lakeview quarterback Kendall Blue passes to Sonny Moreno deep downfield for the first down, but nothing would come of the drive. Still in the first, Jordan Matthews passes it to James Hurston for the Seminole Indian touchdown, making it 21-0. Way too much Seminole tonight as they take it to Lakeview, 55-6.
Central did exactly what they wanted to do against Richland last week, run the ball like crazy, and sophomore quarterback Malachi Brown ran for 338 yards in their win over the Rebels, a school record, by the way. But tonight, as the Bobcats shift their attention to LD Bell, they're not necessarily going in with the same game plan. Head coach Brent Davis said this week he feels confident in Malachi throwing the ball against the Blue Raiders, who are still searching for their first district win, by the way. A really funky score tonight. You don't see that often. The Bobcats come away with a win 10-2 over LD Bell. What a strange score. And the Bobcats are closer and closer to clinching a playoff spot. And you said that their only touchdown came in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, early fourth. They can't really even talk tonight. Malachi Brown hit Christian Gavilan early in the fourth quarter, and that's it. For the longest time, this game was 3-2. At the half, it was 3-2. I didn't know they were playing a baseball game tonight. Yeah, it's not a score, or you could go with hockey, too. Yeah, I mean, we got the World Series on right now. That's 1-1. I mean, they basically just scored a couple more runs. But, yeah, still a big defensive effort, though, for the Bobcats. That can't be overlooked. Absolutely. And, you know, sometimes you need to score a lot of points to beat a team. But I guess tonight Central just needed 10, and that was it. You know, at the end, all you got to do is just score one more point than the other team does. And that usually leads to success. So they improved to 4-1. Euless Trinity had the night off, so right now Central is in sole possession of second place right behind Haltom. So, and they will meet in 2 weeks, which will be a very fun one indeed. Well, thank you, Rachel. Well,
Lakeview, actually. Yeah, their district over tonight.
Yeah, Lakeview had a little bit of a tough one coming in. Every year, it doesn't matter what the record is for Seminole. They came in 3-3. Seminole's always going to have a tough squad, and they always play out in the Permian Basin as well, so they always have plenty of competition coming in. Yeah, well, and the Chiefs, they'll look to bounce back as they hit the road to Andrews next week. But fortunately for Lakeview, they do get to have 2 home district games, which is so huge, and they're going to wrap up the season against Big Spring the final week of the season. So it's always, like head coach Hector Guevara always says, they always love playing at home. They do, and like he says too, got to keep fighting. It doesn't matter. And the silver lining in all of this, though, is they will be in the playoffs no matter what. But Guevara always tells us too, while that is nice and that is comforting to know, you still want your team to go out there and put out a good fight despite knowing that you're already in the playoffs with just 4 teams in this district. So we'll see what happens next week. Hopefully they can bounce back. Like I said, we had the bye week. It's been a tough year. It's only Guevara's second year. He's got some new parts on there. You got a first-year quarterback, too, as well over there. And, you know, he's replacing a longtime starter, Henry Nikias. Yeah, and Kendall Blue, you know, he's done really well. I mean, the excitement and the energy on those players' faces whenever they beat El Paso Fabins week 2, it's just they live for that stuff. And they are in a little bit of a rut on a 6-game losing streak right now. But coach isn't worried about them being motivated or not, even though they're already making the postseason, because they've got so much motivation, and they're just excited about this new district. It's really exciting. And they have a lot of really nice parts on that team. They just got to get it flowing. You know, penalties hurt them, turnovers hurt them, you know, but They'll be back. They'll be fine. Hedrick Guevara's a great coach. He'll do great things over there. Well, that'll do it for the first block here on Inside the Game. But coming up next, we'll take a dip down to our 3A schools, including the Wall Hawks, as they face an Eastland team that's already got a quarterback committed to Texas Tech. Not bad. Could they hand them just their second loss of the season and remain as the only undefeated team in district play? Well, that answer's next on Inside the Game.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
As the daughter of a Marine, Veterans Day has always been special in our home. At Home Zone, we'd like to say thank you with free delivery for our veterans and their families. Plus 48 months financing on everything, including this sofa with accent pillows, now just $388. This left or right facing sectional is now only $788. Gather the family around the 6-piece dining set for just $898. We have a great selection, free delivery for our vets, and 48 months financing for everyone. Home Zone, style for everyone that anyone can afford.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, we can't.
But Julia,
We're rivals.
I can love you and still hate your overrated school.
We have two different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it, but we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Touchdown, State!
Yes! Into your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
MGB Mike's Gold Buyers has moved to Avenue Inn by Angelo State. Same great MGB service, same great MGB people. New MGB location on Avenue Inn by Angelo State. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB. Mike's Gold Buyers, new location on Avenue Inn next to Angelo State. And you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike. Guess who just turned 25? Who? Gallery Furniture. Wow, that's our ages combined. It's time to celebrate, and Gallery Furniture stores are going all out by giving away lots of great prizes. All you have to do is come in and enter to win. Take 25 months to pay with no interest. And the best news of all, save up to 25% on great furniture and mattresses at Gallery Furniture. After 25 years, our slogan still rings true. We'll save you money.
Gallery Furniture.
Well, welcome back, everyone. As mentioned, we go to our 3A schools now, and the Wall Hawks, whose winning streak is now up to 4 games after an 0-2 start to the season. But the thing that head coach Houston Guy told us that he was the most happy about was starting off District 2-0, as they most recently took down the Jim Ned Indians. But now they're facing a whole different monster in an Eastland team whose quarterback, Baron Morton, has already verbally committed to Texas Tech. And his running back, fellow sophomore Brandon Fielding, well, Coach Guy described him as a bowling ball that can score. Also, whoever wins this matchup claims sole possession of first place in the district standing first quarter. While on the move, Mason Fuchs finds his receiver. That would be a Wall Hawk first down, and it would lead to this play. Mr. Chase Rios scoring from just a few yards out. Extra point, no good. 6-0 Wall. Later in the game, Wall turns it over as Fuchs' pitch is dropped. Anthony Modnia picks it up for Eastland, and they would take over. And 2 plays later, they cash in as Baron Morton goes to Alex Gonzalez as he stiffs his arm his way into the end zone. Eastland takes a 7-6 lead, but Wall remains undefeated as they storm back in this one and take down Eastland 41-21.
Let's go out to Ballinger. They are hosting Merkel tonight. Early in the game, first quarter, no score. Merkel quarterback Jonah White scrambles, goes to his right, cuts back inside, finds the promised land for the score. Missed the conversion, keeps it 6-0 Badgers. The Ballinger Bearcats respond right as Edgar Nunez heaves it deep to wide open Cody Harrell. Downfield, he'll cruise on in for the score. Extra point puts the Bearcats up by 1. But the Badgers take the lead right back as Jacob Deering plows his way in from a yard out for the score. Another missed conversion keeps it at 12-7. Merkel, this one lasted forever.
Yeah.
Merkel would come out on top, 53-41.
How about we go to Great Creek, where the Eagles had the tall task of trying to take down the Cisco Lobos. First quarter, no score. Cisco's Stanley Callahan, great aim, takes the handoff and dives in for the score. 7-0 Lobos on top. A little bit later, Cisco's Leslie Edgar punches it in to make it 14-0 Lobos. What a tough team they are. They're going to make a deep playoff run. Mark it down. Grave Creek going for it on 4th down, and guess what? They would go ahead and get it, though. Nothing would come of their drive as Grave Creek takes it on the chin from Cisco. They've been doing this to everyone this year, 49-8.
TLCA, they're still searching for their first district win. They're on the road again this week at Anson, who's coming off a big win over Coleman last week. The Eagles do fall to the Tigers tonight, 62-7.
Some more scores for you. Brady gets shut out on the road by Blanco, 49-0, and then Sonora snaps a 5-game losing streak tonight as they were able to take down Comfort 29-9. So finally good to see Sonora kind of get out of that rut. That started with that loss to Mason, and then it was just a trickle-down effect. You had Wall, and then you had Ingram Tom Moore, and then you had District starting. It just kind of all came together right there. But good to see head coach Jeff Cordell and his team get back on the winning track.
Yeah, absolutely. And meanwhile, you know, when we go out to Wall every Wednesday, head coach Houston Guys.
Favorite time of the year.
Yeah, he's always nervous about this district, but they've just been doing really well against Eastland, and they beat Jim Ned, they beat Clyde. They've just been handling this district really well.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, every week head coach Houston Guy just worried about the team he's playing no matter what. And maybe that's a good thing for Hawks. They never really underestimate any of their opponents. And also, they held it pretty close with Mason, who came into the night undefeated. So Wall's got a pretty good shot. It seems like they've really started to figure things out after that slow start. With Fuchs is really trying to kind of settle into that role. I think he's kind of grasped. It is a hard offense to figure out. You got to make a lot of quick decisions in a really fast amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And meanwhile, that Ballinger-Merkel game was going on forever. Ballinger looked like they had it in the bag, but Merkel just kind of snuck up on them and took the dub.
Yeah, for Ballinger, it's one of those things where it looks like their defense might be a little bit something they have to work on. They have given up a lot of points in the last couple of weeks, but as you can see, they can put up points. That's not an issue. Nunez kind of Mr. Do everything there. He can run it, he can throw it. He's scored about a bajillion touchdowns for the Bearcats this year. And hopefully they can kind of maybe get that defense back on track to match how well their offense is playing right now.
Especially in that big fat district that they're in.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you saw Merkel. They were kind of mid-range in that district, but they came up to Ballinger. They got the win. So anybody in that district any week can really come out and get a big win.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, Rachel, 3A in the books. We move forward now to 2A and some big matchups in District 8 2A, including the Cristobal Cougars and the Menard Yellow Jackets, a game you were at, as the Arion County Hornets also and Iowa Bulldogs dueling it out. All that and much, much more when Inside the Game returns.
During the final days of the home makeover sale at Furniture Row, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 for every $1,000 you spend anywhere store-wide. Plus 0% interest for 3 years. Hurry, the home makeover sale ends Thursday.
JRD Backhoe Services, the West Texas professionals in the caliche and dirt construction industry. From road repairs to fire lanes on fence lines, backhoe work, pasture clearing and grubbing, to caliche and dirt hauling and sales. No job is too big or small, whether it be agriculture, oil field, residential, or commercial. We'd like to work with you on all your caliche and dirt needs. We offer free estimates and friendly service. And our equipment operators have over 90 years of combined experience in the caliche and dirt industry. JRD Backhoe Services, a company that wants and appreciates your business.
RM Electrical is San Angelo's premier choice for residential and commercial electrical services, big or small. For over 25 years, RM Electrical has gone above and beyond for our customers, making sure that our work exceeds their expectations. So whether you need new light fixtures, remodeling a kitchen, or building a new commercial property, you can trust RM Electrical to do the job right and treat you like family. Speaking of family, we're working on our 4th generation of electricians. RM Electrical. In the dark, we light the way.
It's time to switch to Dish for better TV with SNG Satellite. We're your Dish premier local retailer. Stop in with your TV bill today to compare, save, and experience the best TV technology at the best value. We're your one-stop shop for Dish TV, internet, and custom installs. Deal with a local business with professionals you can trust and talk to a friendly face. Visit SNG Satellite or call us at 325-944-8628. Ask about our current promotions and let us change the way you watch TV.
If you're in the market for a new mattress, Denver Mattress is the place to go. Check out the Madison Plush Queen, only $699.99, or the budget-friendly Summit Queen, only $179.99. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. The Cristobal Cougars are off to a nice 2-0 start in district play, coming off of a 35 victory over Erie County last week. Meanwhile, Menard is on the opposite end of the spectrum, coming into tonight's game against an 0-2 in district in play, losing to Miles and to Rock Springs. So who would take the dub tonight out in Cristobal? It was a beautiful night out there, by the way. First quarter, no score. Menard's opening drive, Jordan McSherry passes to Noah Rosas. Looks like Rosas got swallowed up by the swarm of Cougars. I don't think so. I lost him. Everybody lost him. Where did he go? Well, he was gone, and he scores for the touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. Woo, 7-0 Menard. Cristobal trying to do something, and Brady Wilcox will do it. Keeps it. Running, not being tackled till about right there. Gets the first down and more, and then a few plays later, Wilcox doing it with his arm this time, finds Clayton Edmonston for the Cougars touchdown to tie the game at 7. The Cougars get their 3rd district win tonight. Meanwhile, the Yellow Jackets drop to 0-3 in district play.
All right, Rachel, staying in that same district, let's head over to Miles, where the Bulldogs hosted the Erie County Hornets. First quarter, no score. Miles' Sterling Barker takes it in for the short touchdown run. The Bulldogs lead 7-0 late in the first quarter. Same score. Second quarter, Mason Bryan takes the handoff right up the gut and bulls his way in for the Bulldog touchdown. Extra point makes it 14-0 Miles. Later in the quarter, Bryan gets the rock again, makes the cut to his left end, almost comes right into your living room and eventually into the end zone for another Bulldog touchdown. Extra point makes it 21-0. Miles shuts out Erie County tonight, 42-0.
Hope we didn't spill the popcorn you had.
Yeah, I got a little scared right there.
Well, El Dorado was on the road at Rock Springs. They've been doing so well so far. They're on a roll in district, shutting out Erie County and Miles the last few weeks. Tonight, the Eagles come away with the win over Rock Springs, 30-30. I don't see them stopping anytime soon.
No, neither do I. Some more two-way scores coming at you. Mason, guess what? They're pretty good. News alert, 55-7. They take down Center Point. They will remain number 1 in the polls come next week, and they're also undefeated. Junction on the road out in Harper, and they get a big win on the road. The Eagles getting it done. Head coach Rob McAdams, I'm sure, loving those road district wins as they win it 42-28.
Ozona gets the week off, but next week they're going to host the Winners Blizzards for a district showdown out at Lions Stadium. All right, I got a question for you, Mason. Who do you think in this state of Texas will stop Mason?
You know, traditionally, if you look at history, it's usually the team they always run into 3 or 4 rounds deep in the playoffs, the Refugio Bobcats. But I'll tell you this, Refugio, I don't think they're as strong as they were the last couple of years. They already have a couple of losses. Guess how many Mason has?
0.
And they beat in pre-district. They beat nothing but 3A teams. So I think they're pretty well prepared. Like we mentioned, too, Wall gave them their best shot, but they still beat them. So Mason looks very scary, and they might be on their way to Jerryland at AT&T Stadium. What goes on there?
Oh, just, you know, this Texas State Championships. But, I mean, they've been knocked out the last few years. The last time they went up there was 2014. So I think they're just like, all right, guys, we got to do it this year. You know, enough getting knocked out in the playoffs. Let's head up to AT&T Stadium, and that's something that is really motivating them this year. And
they've really mixed it up a lot this year. Traditionally, they run it all the time. They still do, like 80% of the time. But they have opened up the offense a little bit. Cockerham can throw it, as we saw against Wall. So maybe they're kind of exploring those options because, you know, you saw them get behind against Refugio last year in that playoff game, and they couldn't come back because they were so far down. The running game, the passing game just wasn't having it against Refugio. So maybe they can do it this year, but of course I bet you they will run into Refugio. I mean, that's what history tells us. But another team that's been a pleasant surprise, and they've had a lot of success this year, El Dorado Eagles.
Yeah, El Dorado's just been doing so well with those big wins over Miles and Erie County, and then again tonight against Rock Springs, but also Cristobal.
Yes.
They're 3-0 in district play. Menard, they're struggling a little bit in district play right now, but the Cougars they're looking good.
Yeah, the Cristobal Cougars are looking solid, and this is going to be an interesting district to see how this all shapes out. And going back to El Dorado, Michael Johnson, he's having that defense playing really well. They shut out Miles last week, and then Miles shut out Erie County 42-0. So they held the team that scored 42 points this week to 0 this week. So El Dorado, watch out for them. They can make a sneaky run here late. So 2A, always interesting.
Yeah,
always fascinating. We could go on for days about 2A. But now We just got one more round to go here on Inside the Game. As coming up, we will go to our six-man schools. As Sterling City and Blackwell, who've been fun to watch. Guess what? They're both undefeated, but could they keep that perfect record intact? And the Robert Lee Steers hosted Bront in district action. All that coming up next on Inside the Game.
We're the Menard Cheerleaders, and you're watching Inside the Game.
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
Why are Suddenlink customers so happy? It could be the amazing all-in-one entertainment experience, Altice One. With 100 meg internet you can get for just $69.99 a month for 1 year. That includes a $20 a month credit for 2 years and a $100 American Express gift card. Call 877-487-1532 today and get Altice One, and you'll find all the shows and content you love in one sleek device without the clutter of a modem or router. A voice-activated remote to search for your favorite shows. Jaw-dropping 4K Ultra HD, and over 200 TV channels with lightning-fast internet, so everyone in the family can happily watch their favorite shows on any device all over the house. Plus, it's risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee and no annual contract. Not happy with your current provider? We'll buy you out up to $500. So call 877-487-1532 and get Altice One for just $69.99 a month for 1 year with a $20 a month credit for 2 years and a $100 American Express gift card.
At Johnson's Funeral Home, we understand that each life is a unique story, a lifetime full of passions, achievements, and people. So we know that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and passions. How do you celebrate a life in a single ceremony? Let us help you design a fitting tribute from beginning to end, one that perfectly captures the individual. At Johnson's Funeral Home, that's why we're here, to see that every life well lived is well celebrated.
Happy anniversary! Come celebrate the second anniversary sale event at Kelly Grimsley Kia of San Angelo this Friday and Saturday. Kelly Grimsley Kia is slashing prices on every new and used vehicle. Cars as low as $13,995 or no money down, $199 a month. SUVs begin at $14,995 or $239 a month with no money down. Trucks for under $20 grand or no money down, $359 a month. Plus, with every purchase, free oil changes and state inspections for life. Call 855-KELLY-KIA now or click KellyGrimsleyKiaSA.com. Experience Kelly Grimsley Kia of San Angelo today.
Happy anniversary.
Well, hey there, welcome back to Inside the Game as we go to our six-man schools, and we'll begin with Bront visiting Robert Lee. Now, for the Bront Longhorns, it's been a little bit of a back-and-forth season in their first year as a six-man school, starting out the season 3-2 before hitting a little bit of a skid as they've dropped their first 2 games of district play. And for the Robert Lee Steers, though, they're fresh off a bye week after their first district win 2 weeks ago against Very Best, as they are now 5-2 on the year. So let's see what went down between the two at Robert Lee's Griffith Stadium. No score first quarter. We don't need an intro for this one. We're just going to go right to the highlights. Andy Gamboa going deep. Nathan Skates hauls it in for the touchdown. 2-point conversion puts the Steers up 8-0. Later in the quarter, Robert Lee goes with the quick pass to Gamboa, playing wide receiver, and he'll account for another Steer touchdown. Good 2-point conversion makes it 16-0 Steers. Robert Lee up 23-0 now, but Longhorns get on the board. Garrett Knight runs right past the Steer defense into the end zone for the score. Longhorns were unsuccessful, keeping it 23-6. Robert Lee keeps on rolling tonight as they win it 69-24.
Oh, well done, Dixon. Very Best is hosting Paint Rock tonight, and here we go. First quarter, Very Best 8-0. Isaac Oviedo with the ball, and how about we make that a long haul for him? Takes that yards to the house, 16-0. Very Best takes the lead. Fans like that one. Same quarter, same score. Paint Rock's Travis Bowen. He's like, I can pick it up too. Stiff arm takes that to the house to make it 16-6. Indians still in the first. Hayden Barnes finds Justin Marino for the 34-yard reception. That would lead to another Very Best touchdown, and the Falcons came out on top over Paint Rock tonight, 52-14. 6.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some other scores from tonight in the 6-man level. Guess what? Sterling City and Blackwell, they are still undefeated on the season as Sterling City takes down a very good Highland team on the road 52-36. And Blackwell, well, they keep on rolling as well as they take down Moran 64-20.
What was Water Valley doing tonight? Well, they were off this week. Next week, they're going to host Westbrook for a District 8-1A showdown. And Eden was also off tonight as well. And they're going to host the Very Best Falcons next week.
A lot of interesting action. Sterling City, Blackwell, then Clint Lowry out there. I mean, they had a great run last year. They ran into Buena Vista, who made it back to the state title game. So can't, excuse me, not Buena Vista, Balmorhea.
Yep, they're looking good.
Balmorhea's very good. Back-to-back state appearances. Clint Lowry's got them playing really well. And then Trey Cisco over in Sterling City.
Yeah.
What he's doing with them, especially on the defensive side, something he even told us on 2 days, was something he's going to preach very hard to them. As you can see, it's paying off.
It's working.
Big time. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that will do it for our high school coverage of the night. We go now to the collegiate level now, Rachel, and the Angelo State Rams, who bounced back with a big win on the road last week at UT Permian Basin after falling the week before at homecoming to West Texas A&M. And after a back-and-forth exchange for 3 quarters, the Rams broke it open in the 4th quarter, rattling off 24 unanswered points. Well, tomorrow night, they'll welcome in Adams State in non-conference action, but head coach Will Wagner says they still need to keep their intensity up.
I don't think that there's anything good about it because we got Adams State coming in and, you know, they're averaging over 450 yards a game and probably the 2 best receivers, you know, in the country that we'll face. So they're going to cause some problems from matchup standpoints from that. You know, obviously our defensive line have got to do a great job putting pressure on their cue.
Kickoff's going to be at 4 tomorrow afternoon over at LaGrange Stadium. Of course, be sure to tune in to KSAN News tomorrow at 6 and 10 for highlights of that one. And speaking of Angelo State, we're also going to have Angelo State Volleyball, their final home match of the regular season. They've got Midwestern State tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, they've been a team that's really, it's been a season of streaks for them. They started out hot with that 8-game winning streak. Then they kind of, they had a little skid, but then they were able to bounce back. They got Midwestern State. Of course, you will have highlights tomorrow. That'll do it for us from here on Inside the Game. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes that made it happen. Rachel, for joining me in studio tonight. It was a fun one. We'll do it again next week. Same time, same place. Have a great night and an even better weekend.